Hello, everybody. Educated Guesses, episode 4 of the year.
Yep.
Okay. I'm Spencer with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Travis with the Buffalo Bills.
And Nathan with Jacksonville Jaguars. So,
as you can see, Travis is here to watch the draft at my house. Unfortunately, we're on like a minute delay, so Nathan keeps announcing all the picks before they happen out for us. He's just a regular Roger Goodell. But as imagine most of you guys are going to watch this after the fact, not live, because the draft's on right now, and for whatever reason, we decided to do our show during the draft. So we're all going to be kind of half-assed watching and half-assed doing our show.
Yep.
So we got a couple guests coming by. I think our first one is set to show up here in 20 minutes or so.
Sounds about right.
So in the meantime,
Bucks traded too.
What? Okay, Titans gave up a 6th rounder. That's all.
No, Titans gave up.
Oh shit! No, I'm looking at it
Their
backwards.
first, third, and 2017 second.
Ooh.
Damn, they really want a comic book.
That was rough.
Dude, the Browns are fucking rolling in picks.
Hopefully they can pick somebody. Speaking of trades, I think probably the biggest news in the last week, besides the draft, has been a trade in the NFC between the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Philadelphia Eagles. Does that make any sense to either of you guys?
The IFL trade?
Yeah.
I mean, I went back and looked at it a little bit more. And if you looked at the IFL site today, Brad and Jai published an article on it. So clearly it was a mistake, because I remember watching Chris go on to the Slack and just rip Luke for his terrible trade offer, and then it turns out he had actually accepted it. But from the original trade, the one that they actually settled on was much better. But I think, honestly, looking at it, I think Chris actually probably walked away with a little bit better value, just getting Julio on his team. Yeah. I think getting Julio on his team, he gave Demaryius Thomas, who I don't think is going to do too hot there in Denver, and then he gave Michael Crabtree, who had one good season in the last how many years? This year. So gave away one. I mean, both guys are kind of treading downward. He did lose a cheap, kind of productive cornerback, but you can get a cornerback easily. And just the only thing that I thought was maybe a little bit overdrive was the 2017 first. But if Luke thinks he's going to kind of make a push for the playoffs, then it's going to be a late first anyway. So
I thought that was crazy. If you wanted Julio Jones, fucking get him in the auction.
Luke's gonna blow his fucking gasket.
Why?
Did you not see the Slack chat?
No,
There's everybody was saying, why didn't he just get him in the draft? And Luke was just fucking exploding with anger.
All right, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. I think Luke fared a hell of a lot better than that, but that's just me. What are your thoughts on Trev?
I don't know. I honestly kind of like Chris's side better too. I don't think what he gave up, the players he gave up, are really all that impressive. Pac-Man's at the end of his career. Demaryius is got a real bad case of not giving a shit. And there's a up in the air QB situation in Denver. Like Nathan said, Crabtree had one good year, but he was pretty mediocre and when he was with the 49ers and stuff. Maybe he'll continue on that trajectory, maybe not. The 2017 one, the other draft picks are whatever. you're not going to get a player of Julio's caliber at any of those draft picks anyway. Like, yeah, you might get some depth guys or maybe a starter, but I mean, I think draft picks are pretty. I think they're a little bit overvalued, and it's hard to put a pure draft pick price on people like Julio Jones.
On a side note, they're trotting out Anquan Bolden at the draft, and he's not even a fucking team right now. He got released by the Niners, didn't he? Or did he get his contract end?
Here is the trade. Bears get the 9th overall pick, Bucks get the 11th overall pick, and then a 2016 4th-round pick.
Man, I guess they only moved back 2 spots.
Yeah.
That ain't bad. Pick is in, but don't tell us, Nathan.
All right.
I want to win Goodell.
So I guess, yeah, my whole thing was just, again, Luke's going to have to get lucky to hit on another Julio Jones. So as
I guess I don't know
bad as
the situation.
you on the trade was, I think Chris probably wins slightly.
I don't know. One downside to Chris's end is that he's really putting a bunch of eggs in one basket here.
Yeah.
So, if something were to happen to Julio and he wound up getting injured, like it's a pretty severe blow to his overall productivity if that happens.
Yeah. But on the other end, I guess Demaryius is probably almost should start, but those could all be depth guys at some point too.
Exactly.
For sure.
Julio is a for sure starter. So
yeah. So I can see both sides, but I still think Luke ended off a lot better.
I mean, the fact that we're arguing about it means it's probably not that bad of a trade.
I think it's horrible.
But I'm saying
Bears
probably differently, probably for
linebacker Leonard Floyd, Georgia, for the Bears. So,
Floyd.
So they pick up a linebacker to kind of try and solidify their defense a little bit there. Although they made a couple acquisitions in the offseason, so they brought in 2 main linebacker guys, didn't they? So
they brought in somebody from Denver. I'm trying to remember who it was. Was it Trevathan?
Yeah.
So they're trying to really stock up that defense or rebuild that defense back to where they used to be. So
yeah,
that's kind of sure. All right. Let's get to one of the emails before we get to start bringing in our guests. So I guess D. Jordan already kind of talked about it. We've already kind of talked about part of his question, but he said, with the blockbuster trade in the NFC East, has this made Chris the favorite in the NFC East? And what do you think will be the domino effect going forward with the other teams in the division?
I'm not really familiar with all of the NFC East. I think this helps his team, assuming that he has some other decent starters on his team.
He does.
And he wasn't planning on starting all 3 of those guys he traded away.
I don't think he needs to. I think Chris has a pretty solid team. And I think Julio just kind of solidified it a little bit. So I guess the domino effect is that potentially he kind of walks over the rest of the people in his division. So
yeah, I guess looking at his roster here, I think that was definitely an upgrade. I guess I'm leaning more towards it being an even trade now looking at his roster. Because he was really only going to start Demaryius and maybe Pac-Man based off his team, barring a lot of injuries. But
yeah,
his team's pretty solid.
Yeah,
looking at it. So I mean,
yeah, I don't know if he'd start Pac-Man.
Yeah, it's a pretty beastly roster. So yeah, I would probably say he is the favorite right now. But again, it's so far before the season. It's so hard to say.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last part of that question, D. Jordan wants to know, who out of the 3 of us is the best wingman? I'll start it off. I think it's probably Travis, to be honest, because you get a couple drinks in that kid and he turns into a whole different person. So
that's true.
That talk a lot would have been drinking this.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree.
Well, I can't say myself, so really hard to wingman for yourself. I guess probably Nathan.
Well, yeah.
But I only say that because you always take credit. You always take credit for like Killian Spencer and for
That was me.
I was picturing more of like a bar situation.
Yeah.
So,
I suppose that's more of a maker than a wingman thing.
all right. So we have time to get to another question here. It's and it's mainly directed towards me anyway. But Floyd from Atlanta, he said, when you guys were playing Kill, Marry, Fuck last game, Nate said he had to change his answer after Travis said he would kill Nate because they were cousins. So one, are you guys really cousins? Yes. Yes, we're really cousins. Two, what was Nate going to do to Travis before he changed his mind? Well, it was actually what I was going to do to Gary Busey. I was going to kill him just simply on the fact that he was an annoying man. But then Travis quickly reminded me that it was probably better to kill each other than to do either of the other two. And then he asked, does that shit really fly in that part of the country? And my response to that is no, but you might want to check with Nick in Indiana because that's probably a better question for him. So,
I don't know if Indiana is known for that, but
well, they have Adam there.
Yeah.
They,
I guess, yeah. I didn't factor that in.
they also have the Jets guy in there. So, and we also had one, speaking of the Jets guy, we had one question about that before we get to, I think Danny's getting ready to, or our guest is about ready to come on. So the last,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, spoiler alert. The last question we had from Matt, and it was, again, mainly directed at me because I was the target apparently this week. I know your skin is like a newborn baby's and easily damaged. So what do you use to treat your wounds? Charmin, 100 or 1,000 thread cotton? Do you wrap yourself in pure down to protect your pasty white skin of yours? Inquiring minds want to know. Well, Matt, the reason I guess why I got so worked up last week was mainly due to the fact that we had addressed that dumb question over and over again, and I was just kind of sick of hearing it. I gave you my 2 cents and reasons why I did the video. That was just our way of talking about it, and felt like nothing needed to be said after that. But I don't do any of those, so I guess maybe I wrap myself in a blankie. I don't know. And then bonus question for Spencer. If your 52 tight ends plan goes belly up, can you bottle up your tears and mail them to me? You'll have to use FedEx overnight. I don't want them to dry up while I sprinkle them over my dog's food.
That is very elaborate. Sure, I guess.
I just feel like Matt was like sitting at home rubbing his nipples while he had his wife type out these questions. Like he was way too much fucking thought into the strange things he would do.
I feel like he just takes everything from the cutting room floor from Ripping and Tearing and puts it in an email and sends it to us.
A lot of thought into your tears and Nathan's skin and some weird like Buffalo Bill shit going on. I don't know.
All right, is there anything else Matt so graciously asked us, or should we move on to our interview here?
Nope, he did not ask any more questions. But why don't you guys go ahead and talk about New York drafting Eli Apple from Ohio State, the cornerback.
Oh my god, dude, he looks like a fucking
Jesus.
Look at his fucking eyes, man.
He does have an interesting look going.
Yeah.
That's 3 Ohio State players in the top 10, though. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think
you went way too high.
Yeah, he's the second quarterback off the board, right? Ramsey went before him?
Yeah.
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 I don't like it.
I think it was a little early for him, but again, that Ohio State team proved how good they have been over the past couple seasons, and he's definitely been a contributor to that. So.
Yeah, and given how much money they spent on their defense in the offseason, it's kind of a little bit surprising. But yeah, maybe they'll be a little bit better on defense this year.
Did they lose Prince?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, he went to Jacksonville.
Yeah. So that might be why they maybe reached on him a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's our third Ohio State player off the board in the 10 picks.
Is there an echo in here?
Right?
Spencer's already said that.
I missed it. Sorry.
All right, I was too busy looking at Ike Taylor's weird-ass facial expressions.
Yeah. The bad thing about watching this for free is you have to watch Ike Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew stumble through. Like, they make us look like rock stars.
Yeah, put on in and out.
It is brutal.
I guess before we bring our guest on, any picks that you guys have been surprised on in the first 10? Like any, besides that last one, anyone you guys were concerned about or you thought were drafted a little too high?
I was a little bit surprised by the trade-up for Jack Conklin.
Yeah.
I thought he would take a little bit longer to go. The Eli Apple trade I didn't expect at all. Or the Eli Apple pick, I didn't expect at all.
I didn't expect Zeke.
I didn't think they'd take Zeke. I thought there was a possibility, but I thought for sure that they were going to take Ramsey there. But
Do you think they would have taken Bosa if Bosa was available?
maybe, but
I think they would have.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. But I wasn't surprised by the Chargers taking Bosa, so. But yeah, those are the two.
Yeah.
What about you, Nathan? Any shockers?
I guess I was a little surprised with Zeke going at 4, but he is like the best running back in the class, and he's a 3-down running back. So I guess I can't really knock Dallas for not passing that up. But they were saying that where was I going with that? They were saying that the Cowboys did have a trade offer on the board, and they just never went with it. So it was interesting to see. It would have been interesting to see or hear who was trying to trade up in that position. But
yeah.
So, but I'll check on this guest.
Yeah, Danny, you're gonna have to unmute yourself because I muted you when you joined.
Well, we gotta play his intro.
What did you say?
We gotta play his intro. We're introducing our new segment. Remember?
That's right.
So we've decided we're going to, as we start kind of branching out and moving towards our interview series, we are starting a new segment here called, I guess it's the True Life of the IFL. So here's our intro video for our first guest. All right. So we want to give a warm welcome to the Cincinnati Bengals owner, Donnie. Donnie, are you here?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you, Donnie. How are you?
Awesome, dude. Pretty good.
Good.
Hey, what's up with the camera, man? How come I don't have it going?
You gotta turn it on.
Turn camera. It's saying turn camera off, dude. It doesn't give me that.
You can push that button, it'll turn it on.
Yeah, dude. All right, save. What the hell? Dude, it's like slashed out, man. But anyway, go ahead. I'll work on my end. Just keep on going.
All right. Well, we just have a couple questions for you, considering you are one of the newest members to the IFL. As the video kind of pointed out, you are one of the rookie owners. So kind of our first question for you is, so now that you've been in the league for a little while now, you've kind of gone through the veteran auction, you're about to experience the upcoming draft, and you've been through the highs, where we actually did something with the auction and then with trades, and then the lows when there's been nothing going on. What's your impression of the league so far?
So a little bit of history before I go into that question. So I heard about your previous league through Jai. He would always let me know like all the crazy stuff that was going on and the dictatorship. And he told me about you guys and Matt and how you guys were starting a new league. But basically, so far, man, this league is awesome, dude. It actually takes away from some of my schoolwork and work in general. So usually most of the time I'm always now like going over Excel sheets with as far as like what to who I'm going after in the rookie draft. It's definitely added more of a, like, I wouldn't say a burden, but definitely I want to be like at you guys' level because you guys are fucking awesome in the sense that you guys put in a lot of work for the draft and or this league and fantasy in general. So I'm pretty excited to be a part of this, and I'm glad that Jai actually offered the invitation to join.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, well, he kind of gave me a little bit of a briefing when he found out you were our other guest. So he kind of gave us a little bit of insight. So I've seen you on the chat board on Slack every once in a while. You're not on there all the time, so obviously you might just not have a lot to say yet, seeing how you're new. But what do you think of your division mates so far? You got one that's in the call right now, and Spencer, but then you got Matt L. Raven, and then you have the Silent John of the moment.
Yeah, dude, let's start out with Matt. I know a lot of people don't fucking like him. Nah, I don't. But you know what, man? He reminds me of all those fucking douchey army punks I used to deal with in the army, obviously. But he's fucking cool in my book, man. I really like him. Spencer, I haven't interacted too much with you, bro, but I do see you on EG all the time, and I'm actually really impressed by all your insight that you provide, and I don't know enough to elaborate on that, obviously, but I'm just looking forward to competing against you guys. And John, man, I guess he was Philly John in the other one.
Yep.
In the other league. And I remember when I first heard one of his shows, dude, I was like, man, I hope this guy's in our league. Sure enough, he ended up being Cleveland John. So I'm looking forward just to compete within everybody in our league. I like how you guys are vocal in our division. And for the most part, I just can't wait to start competing and start talking shit. I know I don't go on to Slack as much and talk shit, but that's mainly because I'm working or I can't use Slack at work. I try not to because Jai would fucking kick my ass. And for the most part, I'm working on school shit, so I'm pretty busy with that.
Okay. So, have you had any trade interactions with Matt yet? Has he tried to come at you with any trade offers? Because in past experiences, he has been one of the more difficult members of the league to trade with. He put me on his blacklist for the first probably 2 months I knew him. So,
dude, he constantly hits me up all the time for trades. Him and Brad are the two that hit me up the most. But Brad, I got a warning about him. Basically, him being notorious for trade raping, and it has been proven. So I know that's a fact. Matt's been able to work with me, and yeah, he hits me up, but he hasn't blacklisted me yet. So I'm hoping he doesn't, because he does offer some good trades, but sometimes I think I'm more difficult to deal with because I asked for too much or what I deem to be fair. So I think I'm more of the difficult one. But I'm new to the league. I don't know everybody. I haven't really figured out everybody and how they trade per se. So I know I'm just looking forward to see what's going to happen.
I mean, if you deem to be fair, if you deem something to be fair, don't back down from it just because somebody's fucking pressuring you. So I think you're handling it correctly. Because Matt goes about things by just bombarding you with messages as fast as you can, like with just like fake sense of urgency. Like you got to get a trade done right now. Like it's the fucking off season, dude. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you know what? That's something I've noticed. Everybody's kind of in a rush to do shit. I don't know if it's just the league in general or if that's how you guys normally operate. Again, I'm new to this. So, yeah, for the most part, it seems like everybody's in a rush to do a trade. I don't get it. But, whatever, dude.
There's plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense during the season, to have that speed because, a lot of times you want that player immediately. And that makes sense because, if you're, like, between weeks. But during the offseason, it's like really the only major events are the draft and free agency. So it's I don't know.
Yeah, man. No, I totally hear you.
One question I had for you, just glancing over at your roster here, it looks like you have not traded any draft picks. Just not gotten a good offer, or you kind of want to stick with what you got and roll with it the first year, or what's the strategy behind that?
So, yeah, I'm sticking with what I got. I did for a while want to move up, but once I kind of settled on what I need, I'm going based on needs, what I need for my team. So where I'm at, I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I think the player I want to get is definitely within my range. So I'm not looking. If you look over my roster, you can tell right away that I need defense, man, because I didn't really plan that properly. So I'm going defense, man. So I know I can get the player I want at the position I am. So I'm just chilling out. I mean, if I get something really good, like thrown my way, then yeah, I'll consider it for sure. But for right now, I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Yeah, you have quite the linebacking core.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of years of experience.
I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, shit. Every time I look at it, I shake my head. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah,
it was the stud core in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a question about that because when I had glanced over your roster, I noted that you only had 4 linebackers, and if you look at some of the other, especially the veterans in those leagues rosters, you see them loaded with linebackers. So Luke has you going with an IDP player right off the bat, first round. He has you going with a linebacker. Is he pretty close on that, or are you not willing to give that information away yet?
So I'm not going to disclose that, but I will tell you that I am going defense. That's for sure.
So defense is your main strategy going into the draft here.
Yep. Yes, sir. That's the way I'm going to go.
Yeah.
All right.
No fucking surprises there, bro.
All right, Donnie. I got one other question before.
I love that, Donnie.
Before I let Spence and Travis kind of ask a couple questions. So, what was your overall strategy going into the veteran auction? And do you think you were successful in accomplishing kind of your overall strategy that you wanted to? So
I did have a strategy, but I got blown out of the water right away when everybody started like throwing crazy bids out there and bidding up people. So it's kind of shifted more into a wait and see approach and just go out the players I wanted. But at the same time, I did have a budget set, and my goal at the end of the day was to have at least 20 left over and have the players I needed, or at least the minimum. And then from there, focus on the rookie draft, and then after that, on the second veteran auction that's going to happen. So that was kind of my strategy. Also, as far as players go, I wanted a marquee quarterback, which I got. I didn't do as well as I wanted to for the running backs, but wide receiver, I was able to get Amari Cooper, and that's somebody I also wanted to get.
So you're pretty high on Amari Cooper.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right.
I like that answer. No bullshit. Yes. Yes, I am.
I signed him for a reason. I let somebody else sign him and trade away picks to get him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got distracted by the pick that just came in.
Yeah, Shelton Rankins.
Yeah, I'm all thrown off now since the trades and that Elliott early on. And what the fuck is that? I'm watching some janky-ass coverage online, and these guys are horrible. And somebody in the crowd is holding up a big sign of an Asian dude flipping you off. Cool. But anyways, your experience in fantasy, had you done IDP leagues or a dynasty league, or are you coming from like a Yahoo or ESPN background, or where did you, is this something you're used to, or did you kind of just jump feet first into something this deep?
So my first experience with fantasy football, I was in an IDP league. It was the first time when I joined. I was deployed in Iraq, and fantasy football seemed to be the craze to get everybody's mind off of what the fuck was going on out there. And after that, I kind of just continued playing. But yeah, it was a Yahoo, ESPN type leagues. So this is my first time messing around or coming into a league like this, where I mean, you guys have a fucking full roster, and you know the emphasis in defense and the type of defense and all that. So you could tell right away by like how I drafted of my inexperience with that. But you know, I want to be competitive. You know, I see Josh slaving away sometimes with his picks and his strategy and shit like that. And I'm like, again, I'm grateful that he invited me to join this league, because just from listening to you guys, like I used to listen to you guys even before I came into this league. So when you guys were in the other league, you guys are a little bit more controversial back there, and now it's kind of like, hey, it's almost like we should start shit with like corruption or something.
The reason we've been a little bit more calm so far is, like Travis said, nothing's happened. We had a veteran auction. Nobody's played each other. So we can try and bring up stuff from the past, but it'll come back. Don't worry. It's on back.
I think the most controversial thing that's happened in our league is the Aaron and his black QB shit.
Oh God, it's coming back. No.
Hey, dude, I completely missed that. It wasn't until I came back and I was like, what's going on? I had to get the quick cliff notes through Matt to tell me what the hell happened. So I was late to the game on that one.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah, Matt's giving Nathan shit for thin skin. The whole fucking chat exploded over that shit.
Yeah, it all calmed down, and then all of a sudden Matt brings it right back, you know, like a week later. Not even, or less than a week later, but
yeah,
fires it right back up. It's just like, oh.
I know, bro.
I mean, every once in a while, I guess, you know, in the chat, you get something like KC Kurt just going on a fucking, like, 2-hour rant.
All right.
And, you know, that spices things up a little bit, but...
Yeah, you know, I'm glad we don't use that other chat, the MFL chat, because he would go on these rants, but it would get cut off, so I don't even know what the fuck he was talking about.
I don't think if you got the whole thing, you'd even know what he's talking about.
No.
That's true, that's true.
Who's your favorite person on Slack so far? Or who's, like, your favorite kind of, like, person to kind of keep track of as far as, A, they're a big shit talker, or they give you a lot of good insight?
I don't think I get any good insight from anybody on Slack. I think for the most part, it's, man, I would have to say best shit talker. That's going to be a hard one. I think most of it's weak, but, I mean, fuck it, man. I guess Matt. But you know what? Matt's always like the butt end of every fucking joke.
There's a reason behind that.
Yes, I know. I totally get
I
it.
feel like Matt's shit talk is just like, he misspells it so horribly that I think the viewer just interprets it however the fuck they want.
Yeah.
It's better in their mind.
It's like those bad fucking 80 horror movies, you know, where you're like, you just watch it because they're so bad. That's your
saying-
entertainment.
Yeah, all I'm saying is have is not spelled HV. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's 2 more letters in the word.
It's halfway there.
Oh.
I did have one more question for you.
Shoot, bro.
Seeing as you know Jai in person, could you give us a little bit more in-depth knowledge on Jai, the person, not Jai, the fantasy owner?
Jai the person, extremely intelligent. Fucking, he's on his game. You ask him. Have you guys like talked to him with regards to like how long he's been playing fantasy, like football?
I don't think I've had that conversation with him. I've talked to him about fantasy football, but not how long he's played.
Dude, you should totally ask him that question, man, because he's been playing. Dude, he was playing like when shit was like non-digital. He used to like take down scores or something from the newspaper and then submit his like selection and shit through the newspaper or some shit like that. We were talking about this at work a couple months back, so I was blown away with that. But yeah, Jai's a good dude, good father. Yeah, man, he's an awesome dude. So for the most part, I think.
Response I was hoping for.
What's that?
So that's not the response I was hoping for.
Oh, dude, you're not gonna get like again, man. Fucking, I work with him every day, bro. You're not gonna get me talking shit.
Is he technically your boss? Is that why you're afraid of him?
He's my section lead. He's so I guess you could say he is my boss.
So does he run a dictatorship at work?
No, man. We have another dude who was supposed to join the league, and we talk mad shit about him most of the time at work. So again, everything gets deflected. I'm the fucking new guy, and it seems like the other guy gets punked more than I do. Oh, there's fucking Jai.
Oh shit! Spoiler for the second interview.
Yeah, we don't spoil that. Donnie.
Nah, dude, that's what I do, man.
All right. Well, Donnie, it was a pleasure having you on. Thanks for taking time out of your night and schoolwork to come chat with us for a little bit.
Sweet, bro.
Hopefully, we'll see you on Slack a little bit more.
Oh, definitely.
Brad's got to be so happy.
Feel free to do it at work because if Jai gives you any issue, we'll handle that.
Awesome, bro.
Was Danny talking shit? Did I miss something?
Jai, shh, you're not introduced yet.
Damn, I'm gonna have to watch a replay.
All right. Thanks, Donnie.
All right, thank you.
All right, I guess we'll just roll right into our second guest here. I believe we have a little bit of an intro. If Nathan wants to get that queued up here. This pick is really awkward going in right now because you can tell he is fucking pissed.
All right. Here we go.
I feel like that doesn't need to be 15 seconds long.
Oh no, that's how long it was originally. I had to keep it authentic.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to live up to the hype.
Yeah, you got talked up quite a bit, man.
Yeah, you can definitely tell you're his boss.
Yeah.
Say again?
You can definitely tell you're his boss.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Good. Guess I'll note that for his performance review.
Welcome to the show. I see you got a beard growing. I don't think we've ever had you on with that beard madness you got going on.
Yeah, it's growing pretty nicely. Can't complain.
Maybe you'll get some shit for it now. It seems that I'm the only one that ever gets shit for a beard.
All right.
You have a shit beard?
Yeah, I have shit beard. So Jai, how are you? How you been?
Doing good, man. So what's up with the two guys from Colorado today, huh?
Yeah, that was a mistake, I think. I forgot that Donnie was invited by you.
No worries.
All right, so we brought you on because we wanted to get a little insight on kind of, we always see Miami Brad. He tends to show his face and let everyone know that he's the commissioner a lot more often than you do. So we just wanted to turn the spotlight onto you a little bit and kind of pick your brain on the league so far. So, first question I had for you is just if you could just describe a day in the life as an IFL commissioner, what are kind of the daily tasks or stresses that you go through running this type of league?
So I mean, it was great to be, elected from all of you. Good vote of confidence. Wait, you guys didn't elect anything. So honestly, it's every day's different. So Brad constantly, it's great working with him. Brad constantly is thinking about something. Either it's the bylaws, scoring system, or whatever. So it's not, it's not always just for this season. So trying to get out in front of things before they become an issue. So yeah, it's just kind of like bouncing around, depending if it's prepping for the draft or the live rookie draft that we're trying to get going for next month, or the auctions or whatever. But just trying to make sure that there's not bumps in the road, as we get this thing kicked off. So.
All right, and we're not mad that you didn't elect us to do the rookie draft show. We won't hold that against you at all, even though we show people. We got what it takes to handle that, but well, it's up to you guys.
Throw your name back in the running, man.
Oh, that's all right. We'll move on. Spence, you got something there?
No, I just said maybe next year we can convince them that we're good enough for the rookie draft.
I mean, you guys give Matt the schedule, and the EG show just gets shafted. I mean, it's not a big deal. We're not mad about it, but that we're the number one video show on this network.
That's true.
Pumping out content for you, and then when it comes to step up to the plate, you guys just sit us back down on the bench. And you know what? We'll ride that pine this year. But just know that if you ever are in a pinch and you need us, we might say no because you denied us.
So we conducted an anonymous survey a couple weeks ago. Brad and I did. Basically, the response that we got back was until Spencer starts to grow some kind of hair, either on his head or facial, we cannot provide anything to you guys yet. So, we're kind of waiting. We're in that waiting phase. But once that's done, you guys got it.
Spence, I'm going to let you handle that.
Was this multiple choice, and how did that bubble get selected? Very specific.
Well, I mean, we've seen hair from Travis and Nathan, so you're kind of the one out. I mean, obviously you got the eyebrows kicking, but.
What do you want, Jed?
I got some chest hair going. Does that do it for you?
That would work, man. Let us see it. You can compete with Nick.
Spencer, you got anything to say about your lack of hair?
It is what it is, man. This is how I roll.
All right. Well, Jai, that's a BS survey because I never received that.
I know. Obviously, it is.
So, as the commish, I know you are in charge of. You and Brad kind of flip flop, so you're not. He's in charge of the NFC stuff, and you're in charge of the AFC stuff. But overall, as one of the commissioners of the league, what is one thing you wish the members of this league that you would want them to do more of, or what do you want more of them?
So I mean, as you guys kind of talked about earlier with Danny, but everything's still pretty slow right now. I mean, the only thing that I can say is just participation. For the most part, we got the same, 10, 15 people on Slack. But things will kick up once we get closer to the season. At least that's my thought and hope. So, I mean,
I put out an anonymous survey, and it was about how to get more people to be active in Slack. And I think we all just need to buddy up on somebody who's not active and just shit on them until they come out and defend themselves. Yeah, I had 32 votes, so.
That sounds straight. I'm glad you took part in your own survey.
Yeah, maybe next week we can do a draft of people who participate, and they can pick somebody to shit on all week.
Let's do it. As long as you set that up.
Where we just we spend 10 minutes just shitting on someone.
All right. What do you think your biggest accomplishment as commissioner is so far?
I mean, I think for Brad and I mean, outside of getting this league up and running, but it's really, the entertainment factor from all of you guys. I mean, we're not, trying to take the limelight or spotlight or anything like that. So, you guys are still producing content. Josh started producing content. I think he was kind of a hidden asset, in the previous league. Yeah, I mean, everybody's still producing. I guess innovation, people that aren't looking to just keep status quo. So, I mean, Danny bringing up Slack. I think Slack has been a great, integration into our league. And I think really it's just, everybody else that's, thinking how can we make this league better, not just waiting for it to be pushed down from the top down.
Look at Jai with his answer. What's your greatest accomplishment? You guys have done so much.
It's not me, man. Like, I mean, honestly, like, there's not, I guess, one single thing that I'm doing that, that we're pushing out or whatever. I mean, to me, it's a group effort. Say again?
You haven't contributed one thing to the league?
I haven't, honestly. I mean, the font colors and the logo was, Brad. Even the logos on the league page. I'm just kind of here, so dotting the I's, I guess.
Well, I know you do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff because you did it in a previous league, and you can tell that there's a change. So I know you do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and we appreciate it. But this episode's really turned into a big circle jerk here. So
yeah, everybody's being way too nice to each other right now.
Let's jump ahead a little bit to next week, and Jai, just like in the rookie draft, you got the first overall pick. Who are you picking to shit on next week?
You got the second, Spence.
Well, in this one,
he's got
I bumped him up.
Brad's got one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we know that Ezekiel will go number one. Honestly, with the two, I have no idea. So, I mean,
I was saying you got the first overall pick and drafting who you want to shit on for the week.
So I would say Damien, because I invited that guy in. I mean, I know he's an Apache pilot and all, and flying around in the great state of Texas. But yeah, I'd probably say Damien.
I'm gonna need a daily quota of just some smack talk.
So that we're telling everyone in the league to just go after Damien?
No, it's Jai's duty to shoot on Damien, and then somebody else picks somebody else.
Okay.
Otherwise, that's like 31 people on some dude, and then he's just not going to anymore.
Then he just quits. He's like, fuck that, they're just mean.
One guy.
You can have my money, I'm out of here.
All right. My last question for you is, what are the two rivalries you're looking forward to the most?
So outside of my own division mates, I will say Nils and Mac, because both of those two constantly went after the same player that I was going after in the auction. So either raising prices up or getting to the point where I'm just like, fuck it. So I'd probably say those two.
All right. Travis, you got anything for Jai?
I can't think of anything that he's not just going to be super nice about.
Well,
Who do you
Jai,
think the Broncos take?
Say again?
Who do you think the Broncos take in the draft? I know you're a Broncos fan.
Shoot, I have no idea. Well, not actually a Broncos fan, man. So I grew up as a Seahawks fan. No, I just live in.
God, let's just end this interview now.
Switched over and became a Texans fan when I was in Texas because even living in San Antonio, the only thing you could find is fucking Dallas shit. And so I jumped on the Houston bandwagon. So.
It's a big find room.
Say again?
So it's a big bandwagon. How'd you find room?
Yeah, no, it was difficult. So I mean, it's hard to find their gear even in Houston. So let's just put it that way.
So, are you a Houston fan, a Seahawks fan, or a Denver fan currently?
I would go Houston.
Okay, good. I thought you said Seahawks for a second.
No, I grew up as a Seahawks fan.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Wow, a rare Seahawks fan who changed teams before they got good.
Yep.
It's like a fucking unicorn.
But I mean, Denver? Shoot, I don't know. I saw that there are fans up in Denver right now petitioning to try to get Tebow back. So maybe somehow we will redraft Tebow. Uh,
That'd be a fucking curveball.
Yeah.
Soldier, I am going to call
All
you
right.
out.
Guys, you want to say anything to the league or wise words?
Wise words. I got nothing, man. I mean, just really just looking forward to the rookie draft next month. So, which depending on how this first and second round goes, I guess my pick in the NFC, so the 1.02 might be on the board. So we will see.
Well, Johnny, it was a pleasure. I expect to see you on Slack just tearing Damien a new one this whole week. If you don't, I think we'll take it personal, and all three of us will just come after you. So let's see you step it up this week.
All right, and just by the way, so you're moving out to Denver or Colorado when again?
I will be moving out there probably either late July or August.
And is your two compadres coming with you?
Oh,
What?
No, they will be staying there. They will be staying south. Well, Spencer will be
Why
staying.
Why would we move with him?
He already lives like 5 hours away.
Travis is
I'd only
going.
move with you if I could set up a bedroom under the stairwell. Harry Potter style.
Careful, Matt doesn't know what that is, so you wouldn't get that reference. It's too
That's
new.
fine. It's not a very good book series, so. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks again, Jai. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thanks for having me on, fellas.
All right. See ya. All right.
Man, we had some rapid fire picks come in here.
Yeah, Detroit picked really fast.
First wide receiver went off the board, and Coleman.
Yep. To the Browns, and he did not look happy.
He didn't. I didn't see his reaction. I just saw the pick come in.
I mean, it's the Browns.
He,
So.
he can't be as pissed as Larry Tunsil looked, losing out on a couple $1 million.
Yeah, he dropped like 10 spots.
Yep.
It's
So,
rough.
yeah, this
What else do we have?
draft has been pretty interesting. We still have one question from Mark in the Patriots. He wanted to know who takes Zeke, which we already know. But he said IFL related. Give us your predicted 4 teams that will make the AFC and NFC championship. So I'm assuming I'm the most prepared for this. So I'll start this off while you two clowns kind of start looking.
I'm just gonna fire from the hip.
What?
I'm just gonna fire from the hip.
Okay. I picked for AFC. I picked the Tennessee Titans, and I actually picked Mark. Those were my 2 top guys. It was pretty tough. It was pretty close, but I didn't really pay too much attention to a lot of the rookies because I wasn't too pleased with their auction styles as it was. And Mark was definitely one of those ones where I had to kind of think. He wasn't like a for sure in, but I think Jason has a pretty solid team. And then NFC, I have Philly Chris. I think he's gonna get the kind of comeback player that we gave to Nick last year from coming from the depths of the league and kind of going to the top. And then I think my other pick was Mac for NFC. So, but again, it's real early to tell. So
Yeah. All right, Trev, you want to go first or should I?
You can go ahead.
All right. I'm trying to decide if I want to include myself or not because we're taking it to the house.
I'm including myself, so.
All right. Well, obviously the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. I put a lot of time and thought into this, mostly about the last 30 seconds, but I really feel like it's going to be a Steelers-Broncos showdown in the AFC. On the NFC, I do really like Nick's team. I remember I picked him. Somebody asked us about the NFC North. So I'm going to stick with that one, Dick and Nick. and I will also go with Chris as well. After looking at his team after that trade, I didn't like the trade at first, but it does help out his team a ton.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. Like Chris, his team is pretty stacked. I guess I haven't really looked too in depth at a lot of like the NFC teams, just because it doesn't make a difference to me until the playoffs. And with Nils in that division or in that conference, who knows what everybody else's fucking team is gonna look like? So I would say I'm actually gonna say Carlos, just because I've seen him as a competent GM. He's made smart moves, and he's shown that he can take his team pretty far. AFC, obviously, it's gonna be me, and then. All right, I'm gonna do this. I think it's gonna be me and Brad. One of us will get in on a wild card. Ooh, we'll meet again.
I did not get any of that. Who was it? Who was your pick?
For which one? AFC or NFC?
After you, AFC, the second AFC.
Oh, I said Brad. One of us will get in on a wild card, and we'll meet each other in the AFC championship.
Okay. Well, Travis, first you have to get over me.
I don't see you do, but I predicted awesome shit. All right.
You have to get past me, and I don't think that's going to happen. I've got some, as you saw in those pictures, I got some new tactics in hunting buffalo, and I'm just gonna be stacking up those skulls.
I didn't see that, like pushing me off a cliff and some shit.
Chasing you off a cliff, running you
My
down.
question is, how are you going to get to the corpses? You're a jaguar. How are you going to get to the bottom of the cliff?
It's easy. I'll climb down.
Why does he need to get to your corpse if he killed you?
Because, I mean, I assume he's killing me for food. That's what a jaguar would do, right?
Nope.
They're not killing bison for fun.
I killed him for sport. So, all right. Well, I think that's all we have for like our show. Besides,
All right, and one other thing for next week when we do that draft, submit your emails, and that'll be the draft order. So whoever watches this and sends us an email, you'll be number 2 in the draft since Jai got first. We'll give number 2 to Danny since he was on the show.
Donnie.
Number 3 is up for grabs.
Oh, sorry, Donnie. My bad. Donnie will get number 2 for drafting somebody to shit on.
What
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of undrafted free agents.
are we?
So I
Are
don't think
we
we're
like
gonna
the last ones to go? I feel like we should just pick people right now.
We can if you want to. I'll let you take number 2 then, since Donnie is not on the call anymore.
Who would I like to attack? Well, Denver Lewis is never on. He's definitely right there. You know
You
what?
can go across the bridge too.
I know. Man, I might just have to start it up with Vikings Wade. I'll attack his close to heart fanship.
That's a pretty chalk pick. He's high on everybody's draft board. Travis, you want number 3 or do you want me to go?
Nah, you can go. I'm fine with my later round pick on this one.
You know what you need.
I'm okay.
With the 3rd pick overall, I'm going to take. It's a tough call, but I will go with Dan of the Los Angeles Rams. A little bit of a reach. I had some needs I should have filled, but saw Dan on the board and decided to go for him.
Jai says you can't pick Rousey.
Oh, that got real graphic.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with Will or Eric.
Eric was probably who I was going to go with. I'll go with Eric.
All right, and with the 4th pick, Travis picks Eric of the Indianapolis Colts.
He was pissing me off in the draft or in the free agency auction as well. So
So Donnie's got 5 overall, and then we'll take the emails from there. So get your picks in for shitting on people draft. And
So how we going? Do we just fire it up right away?
no, we'll get the emails in, and then probably middle of next week we'll let everybody know what spot they are, and they can submit their draft picks in preparation for the rookie draft. So I guess we're doing a show next week. I just realized. We'll have plenty to talk about. I'm fine with doing one next week.
Yeah, we'll have the full draft to
Nathan,
discuss too.
since we don't have a rookie draft show, we might as well get in ahead of time.
I can make it.
Since they
Let's just do a
bumped
roundup.
us.
Let's just do a mock rookie draft show. Just pretend the other people are calling in. Just do voices and shit.
we can do that. We'll figure something out. But anyways, get your emails in. Everybody knows the email address. Anything else you guys want to add?
No.
All right. Well, you got an outro for us, and we can get back to the NFL draft here.
All right. Let me pull up some stuff real quick.
Let's get that close up on Nathan here real fast. Boom.
I need to find our song. Hold on.
I hope we can zoom in on them.
Dude, give me that Academy Award for Best Cinematography right there.
I can't remember. I can't find our.
Just sing it.
We'll just go with.
Let him have it, Nate.
Belt it out.
No, we're just gonna go with this one. I don't even know what this one is.
Stop.
You know what it feels like, loving someone that's in rush to know you away. You know what it feels like to be the last one to know the door was changed.